Riley, I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to get back to my group chat with my fellow Sandy Hook school staff and tell them how proud I am of you and what a wonderful job you did. So thank you for representing your classmates so well. So as Julia said, my name is Cindy Carlson, and I first came to the town of Kent in 2004. I had read about the Art Dogs of Kent. Does anybody remember the Art Dogs of Kent? So to raise funds for the Little Guild and Kent Cats, 64 3-foot-high plain white ceramic dog sculptures were decorated by local artists and displayed in nearby businesses. There was one at the Inn at Kent Falls, Davis IGA, Lily's Florist, the South Kent School, House of Books, and Kent Coffee and Chocolate, and so forth. And my 3 kids and I made a scavenger hunt of it and came up to Kent and tried to find them all. Some of the dog sculptures were designed to make a statement. Some were wildly or weirdly creative. Others had a simple, beautiful truth, and others were thought-provoking. I was so taken with the project that I came home with the poster of them and eventually with one of the dogs itself. At the time we came up to Kent, my oldest child was a 2nd grader at Sandy Hook School. All 3 of my children, and Anne-Marie is here with me today, have spent kindergarten through 4th grade at Sandy Hook School, and I worked there in the library for 6 years. On December 14th, 2012 at 9:30 in the morning, I was at work in the library going over some paperwork for birthday book club. My youngest child was at gym class with her fellow 4th graders. My colleagues and I heard gunshots over the loudspeaker and sheltered 18 4th grade students in a library storage closet. I had to trust that one of my fellow staff members was doing the same for my daughter. She and I were reunited at the Sandy Hook Firehouse later that morning, but 26 families were no longer whole in the way we were. We have dealt with the aftermath of that day as a family every single day since. And now I find myself back in Kent 14 years after I first visited, 5 years after the shooting. And over those years, a gun violence prevention movement has been born. The spark of outrage that was lit by the tragedy at Sandy Hook School has been fanned by the outpouring of grief after the tragedies such as Pulse and Las Vegas, and it has truly become an inferno after the shooting in Parkland. The desire for stronger gun laws and common sense solutions to such violence is burning in us here in Connecticut and in people all over America. The theme of this year's Wear Orange initiative is Use Your Voice, just as Riley used his so well. How will you use your voice? Just as each Art Dog of Kent artist had to use his or her talents to create a unique sculpture, so too each one of us must find our unique part in this growing movement. What is your voice? Which Art Dog of Kent are you? Are you designed to make a statement? Are you wildly creative? Can you express simple, beautiful truth? Are you thought-provoking? Some of us are comfortable being booked on CNN to share our viewpoint with the nation, while others of us prefer to stay home peacefully and maybe write a generous donation check. Some of us will call and write to our legislators every day, while others will march once a year in Washington. Some of us will raise our voices with crowds in Hartford, while others will have a quiet heart-to-heart with a gun-owning friend who wants to hear more about Moms Demand Action. Some of us are gifted writers who will pen op-ed pieces for newspapers or websites, while others will spend hours cutting and gluing orange ribbons to pins or crafting signs for a march. Whatever your talent, whatever your strength, I hope you'll come away from today inspired to be part of the movement. Thank you.